out to be an interesting son of a bitch, practicing fine art and culture.
Hello, my darlings, and welcome to this month's Kinky Corner. And for the month of May, we're doing MILFs. It's Milf May, babies. I personally love a MILF. I think the most iconic and the first foray into MILF for me was Stifler's mum, who's got it going on. And Jennifer Coolidge has still got it going on. She's still a MILF, bro. Definitely would. I love her. She is an absolute crack up. And I have been watching interviews with her and Jason, and she's just thirsting over Jason. And it is hilarious to watch. She's unashamedly sexually harassing him, but he seems to be cool with it. Hopefully. But yeah, we're doing MILFs, babes. Am I a MILF? MILF is something that I have been called by younger men. And I don't actually mind the term. I think personally all mummies are MILFs. But yeah, we're going to be reading about MILFs today. So without much further ado, let's just get into it. The first book I've got is Hot MILF by Julie Law. Bobby didn't want to waste time dining with the new neighbours, but his mother insisted, and he knew better than to cross her. Then he met them, and he couldn't take his eyes off Mrs. Page Johnson. And he was pretty certain the woman was eyeing him back with just as much heat. When his mother makes an innocent comment about him playing the guitar, Mrs. Johnson asks him to teach her and eventually accompanies him to his room. At the end of the night, he's the one that gets to learn something. Okay, let's have a go. All right, Hot MILF, here we go. This is written by a lady. Bobby hated the dinners his parents arranged for their neighbours, but this time it was different. So the mum's about 34 to he's 18. Okay, so at least he's legal. Thank God. I didn't even check, but I was like, please, Lord, have this be an 18-year-old at the minimum. He's trying not to stare at her boobs. She has amazing cleavage, supposedly. This woman has cojones to go to this dude's room while his parents are downstairs. She's asking him, how do I hold it? Anytime I get into a guitar love scene, I just think of the scene in Desperado. Play me like your guitar. Play me like your guitar. Okay, so he's sitting behind her with his arms around her, and she's arched her back and is rubbing her butt into his groin area. All right, and he's, they're starting. She's just in a lacy thong now. She called him boy. That's a bit weird. Okay, yep, she's giving him a blob. They're calling it his rod. His rod. I'm not a fan of that term. I just think of fishing, right? Like when you hear the word rod, you think fishing rod. She swallowed the rod whole. Yeah, I'm just thinking of a fishing rod, man. She's called Mrs. Johnson. Okay. Alright, so yep, she's a swallower. I don't like the word rod there, just that's what they're only calling it now. She came first, good for her. Okay, it's very vanilla. The only taboo thing, I guess, is that, yeah, she's an older woman, the next door neighbor. And she just leaves her red thong for him as a memento. Okay, yeah, this was pretty basic. It's pretty just wham bam, thank you, older ma'am. Yeah, I don't know, it was okay. It's just an MA. I don't consider the fact that she's an older woman, like, super kinky. You know, she's 34, he's 18. It's not the worst, maybe if she's in her 60s. So I'd consider that MA. It was an okay erotica. Let's go on to the next one. So the next one is called Camping with the MILF Next Door by Fabian Falisk. I was not excited about going on a camping trip with my family. Not until I found out my sexy neighbour was going with us. Brenda is my best friend's mum, and I've always had a crush on her. This will be a perfect opportunity to get close to her, but maybe I'm in for more than I can handle. Is it my imagination or is she flirting with me? Things get a little heated during the ride to the campsite as I find myself with a bit more than a handful. I'm not the only one either. Brenda seems to be more than willing to get her hands dirty as well. I can't tell if she's playing a game with me or not, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can. At the campsite, the weather causes some issues, and I end up in a wetter situation than I bargained for. Is sharing a tent a dream come true, or am I getting into a sticky situation that I can't turn back from? I definitely have some hard choices to make, but Brenda might be the one taking charge. Alone at last, I dive into the deep end at the lake, perhaps a little deeper than I've ever been before, and Brenda has me alone and exposed all to herself. I think this was her plan all along, and all I can do is go along for the ride. So let's get reading. Okay, what's the opening line? It was nearing the end of summer vacation, and I was stuck going on a camping trip with my parents. So they're in college, thank God. Tommy's mum was coming with us. So, okay, yeah, it's his best friend's mum. Best friend's mum, got it going on. She was the first person I masturbated to. Okay. If anybody is a mum, I wonder what it's like for mums if they've got sons and they know that their son's friends are checking them out. I just feel like that would be so awkward and ick. If you're like, ugh, I don't think you could ever get it on with your kids' friends, man, because you've seen them grow up as children. That's just, that's a hard no for me, man. And I personally never found any of my friends' dads hot. No. No. Was not a thing. Was not a thing. I guess so generally, I've always been into people my own age. Besides when you're a teenager. When you're a teenager, you know, like I had Monica Bellucci on my wall, and she's obviously older than me, and Legolas and whatever. But like in real life, I've always gravitated towards my own peers. I'm not against it though, you know? If I met someone who was amazing, they're 10 years older, fine by me. So he's just woken up in the tent, and his friend's mum, Brenda, has her hand on his dick. So he's in the back of a van, he's fallen asleep, and his friend's mum has a hand on his dick. She seems to be asleep though. Is she? And so he puts his hand on her titty and he's playing with her nipple. There's a bit of dubious consent here, my dude. And then she's just woken up. She's gone, oh, sorry. As soon as he gets to camp, he's going to go and knock one off, and he has. And then his tent rips open. So, yeah, he's just going to have to go sleep in the van. He went to go to his mum and dad's tent to get the key to the van, but he's just blundered into Brenda's tent. She's like, come in, it's raining, you're getting wet. Take off your underwear too. Girl, what? So he slept in the same tent as Brenda, and they woke up spooning. With his erection between her bottom and her panties were gone? What is happening? She's just fully nude. Yeah, this is like consensual non-consent. It's like, oh, I'm asleep. I must be talking in my sleep, and I must have gone naked in my sleep. Oh, he's just come on her. She's like, it's perfectly normal to have these feelings at your age. You can't control your hormones. Let me get you a towel. You've certainly grown up a lot since I used to babysit you. Oh. I would have preferred if it was a MILF they didn't know as a child. You're an adult now, you can make your own decisions. Okay, and she's making out with him. And now his mum's telling him off for like barging into Brenda's tent. It's like, don't worry, my tent was big, I didn't even notice he was there. So his mum and dad are gonna go get him another tent, leaving him with Brenda to babysit. Alright, she's saying, why don't we go skinny dipping? She knew she had a crush on him. She's like, let's not tell my son about this. So they're in the water. She's like, I can't get pregnant, just come inside me, baby. Such a good boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're like, oh, they didn't have any tents. She's like, don't worry, he can share my tent again. She said, when we get back home, is it okay if Mike comes by my house? I've got some chores for him to do. Tommy and I need a lot of help. Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely an R. That's got the kink. Like, she's known him since he was a child, and it's his best friend's mom. Yeah. Once again, it's not for me, but it's sex-wise, it was better than the last one. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Maybe the next one will be more my style because it is a lesbian MILF one. Euro MILF. So let's find this one. This is by Laura Lovelace. A woman always knows better. Her first time in Europe, 19-year-old untouched Lacey knows exactly what she wants, and the sexy Italian MILF she's staying with might be just the one to give it to her. Great, that kept it very short and sweet and to the point. So let's get reading. And at least she's also 19, not just 18. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing soon. Please place your seat backs and tray tables in the upright position and have your seat belts securely fastened. And it's nice, this is set in Italy. And I love me an Italian woman. Listen, I am going to be picturing Monica Bellucci as the hot Italian MILF. Just saying. Ciao, ciao. Isabella is the MILF's name. And she has 2 kids that are the same age as her, so around 19. Signora Basso. She's got amazing tatas. And she's trying not to stare. I struggle with that too. I'm a boobs girl. And if someone has just phenomenal boobs, like all boobs are fantastic boobs, let me just put that out there. But you know, sometimes there's ones that just are magnetic and it's so hard not to stare. I remember I was on a date with a woman once and I was just like in my head, Chanel, do not look at her boob. Do not, Chanel, do not. And yeah, I can't say I was 100% successful. I'll just say I felt awful about it. I'm like, no, don't, it's okay. But you know, like, she was lovely. We weren't a romantic match, but my God, her boobs were just phenomenal. And she wasn't wearing a bra and it was very hard to, I ended up, I think, not looking at her much at all. Like, I just didn't trust myself not to accidentally drop my gaze. It's funny though, before I acknowledged that I was bisexual and I came out, when I was, I guess, in denial, I looked at women's boobs all the time and would comment on the boobs all the time because I felt, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm just a straight woman, you know, just, oh, your boobs look amazing in that. But I'm like, Chanel. But now that I'm out, I don't. But, you know, I still appreciate them just as much. It's just like I'm just doing my best not to stare at her tits. Yeah. It's a struggle. She's like, I'm fighting the leg urge to motorboat her. Her car was a nice limo. All right, so she's a hot MILF. She's a rich hot MILF. The rest of the family's on vacation for 2 weeks. It's just us. It's just you and me together in Italy with my giant titties. Oh my God. You're a good girl. I think you'll like it here in Italy. I know I will. All right, so she's giving herself a bit of a touch-a-rooney. Oh my God, she can hear moaning coming from Isabella's rooms and a buzzing. Well, lady, okay, I'm sorry. If someone's having some fun time in that room, I don't feel like you can just bust in there. Is she going to bust in? Okay, so her door's open and she's looking through the open door and the lady's, yeah, she's doing some things. Ooh, oh my God. It seems like our protagonist is a bit of a peeping Tom and she's decided she's going to watch and join in her own way. She's taking off her underwear. Okay, and now Isabella is screaming. Okay, so she's a screamer. She's just a screamer when she climaxes. And now she's starting to think, maybe it's a bit perverted for me to be standing here sans knickers, watching this woman pleasure herself. Really, you think, love? All right, so now she's going downstairs to eat. She's walked past the lady's door and the lady is sleeping. Naked. All she can find is pasta, so she's going to have some spaghetti for breakfast. So Isabella's wearing a completely see-through gown. She has a nice trimmed bush. She's like, oh, you don't mind if I dress this way, do you? In Europe, nudity and sexuality are completely normal for us, you understand? I know that Americans can be uncomfortable, but if it's a problem, tell me, won't you? We're family. I'll take care of you like a mama, okay? What the fuck? And then she was cuddling me. And they're having a very tight hug. And she kissed her on the corner of her mouth. And now she's excused herself to go to her bedroom and, you know, relieve some pressure, I guess. Both of them are just walking around in their knickers. What? Okay, so she's gone and pulled up some lesbian Milf porn on her computer and trying to find women that look like Isabella. And she just got busted. I don't mind if you do this, but why do you hide it from me? We don't sneak around doing naughty things. Don't sneak around doing it, capiche? Capiche? Let me see you finish yourself. Oh my god! Oh my god. My family, there's no need to be embarrassed. What kind of family is this, mate? Oh my god. Yes, Blue. Yes. Okay. Now she's asking if she can join in. So she's put... So it's a parallel play situation going on. Oh my god. Okay, she said, you're a good girl, Lacey. Do you like seeing Mama touch herself? Look, I think maybe going forward, MILF fantasy is not for me. They're playing up the mum angle. Like, oh my god. So now she's like, oh, you made a mess. Come lay on my bed. She's cleaning her up with a nice warm towel. Holy shit, bro. All right, so she's decided, I'm going to go for it. So she's come up to Isabella and has kissed her on the mouth. Isabella said, I see you're becoming more European by the day. It must be all the Italian food I've been feeding you. Oh my god, why is she getting a cucumber out? There's a secret all Italian girls know that we've been doing for thousands of years. Does it involve the cucumber? She's pouring olive oil, of course, over the cucumber. Got to have that Mediterranean loop. Tried that. Okay, so she's just used the oiled up cucumber and then she's taken it out, and now Isabella, the mum, okay, has licked it up. Okay. Is she going to cook with that cucumber now? So, oh my god, this chick, her name's Lacey. She's now done another, creeper technique, and she's crept up to Isabella's room and she's sleeping, and now she's just walked in there and she's gone and licked her up while this woman's asleep. So it's non-consensual, like she's asleep. Now she's awake and she likes it, but Jesus Christ. All right, so they're using toys. The end. Okay, well, folks, that's an R rating. Yeah, okay, so it seems to be a bit of a, I don't know if it's like this for all MILF ones, but this one, thank God, they did not know each other while she was a child, so thank God for that. It did have a bit of the non-consent thing, which, I don't know, like, to each their own. But yeah, the touching the sleeping women thing, that was a bit of a regular. This one was probably the best written and the most fleshed out, so to speak. Yeah, not my thing. I don't know how much MILF stuff varies, but yeah, I'm not into using the word like mama or mummy in the act. Mummy likes it. Doesn't work for me. But yeah, definitely the Italian MILF was my favorite. Was my favorite MILF. Look, man, the Europeans, you know, they're very comfortable with each other. You know, what's a nudity? What's some fucking amongst family? I'm sorry for subjecting you to my absolutely shite Italian accent. Yeah, so that was Milf May. Interesting stuff. I think I definitely prefer the girl on girl when it comes to MILF. Definitely above the age of 18 and not grown up with each other. I won't say that I'll never read a MILF erotica again. Might give it a go again in the future. I don't know. If you've got a good one that you recommend, let me know down below. Less than 100 pages, guys. I don't want any 100 page plus erotica. But yeah, I would say ranking them exactly how I read them. So finished on the best one. There was a lot of finishing. There was a lot of watching and whacking off to sleeping women in this one. That was definitely a big theme. Well, that's everything for this kinky corner. I'm like, I need to go out and run errands. I don't think I can wear this top out. I don't think I've ever seen someone walking around with MILF on their top. I think it's a bit much. I don't know. I think you've got to be really fucking confident to do that and have a great sense of humor. But that's everything. Until next time, just stay wild, touch hard. I was going to say something gross, but you know, let's not go there. Let's just move on.
I don't know about you, old chap, but I have a raging hard-on.